this is your astrology for March 2016. Thanks for joining me. It's nice to be with you today. There are 2 eclipses in March, so there's going to be a lot of kind of astrological weather going on in the month. I'm going to give you a rundown of what you'll be working with so you can make the most of the month. The first thing that happens is that Saturn is in Sagittarius in your 4th house, and it forms a square aspect with the Sun in Pisces in your 7th house on the 1st of March, and it stays in that square position until the 12th of March. Now, Saturn in Sag in your 4th is going to make you feel very stable and secure within your life, within your relationships. When it connects with that Sun in Pisces, it's really going to give you a trust and an ability to see the best in people. You're going to feel emotionally very, very secure. And you have the space and the capacity to be there for other people and also to bring in new people into your life. You have a positive expectation of others, and that positive expectation will be met. So this is a wonderful time, the first 12 days of March, for you to make new friends, new relationships, to open yourself up to people and to really broaden your social network. On the 2nd, a T-square appears, and that sets itself up until the 18th of March. So that stays in place for 16 days. That connects Jupiter, which is in your 1st house and in your sign of Virgo, connects then with the Sun, and that's Saturn. So what this does is it creates friction between what you're putting out there, what you're doing. If you're taking practical action to meet people, to work, to really put anything practical into place, you're naturally going to meet people who genuinely care about you, who see the good in you, and I really feel like you're going to attract very positive, genuine, nice people into your life. People who have your best interests at heart. And all you need to do is go out in the world and do something practical, and you have real potential to meet people who are like your family. So that applies in friendships, but that also applies to romance, because ultimately people who genuinely care about you, you tend to fall in love with, they fall in love with you, and you become a structure and a permanent fixture in their lives. So really be encouraged and look forward to that for the majority of March, really, from the 2nd until the 18th. On the 3rd of March, there's a Yod in your chart. Yod always very karmic influence. It connects Venus and Uranus and Jupiter. Go out and do something that you enjoy, that may be a little bit unusual. I don't know, maybe you're into adult petting zoos. Maybe you're into Victorian doll collection. Maybe you're into roller coasters, or anything that's really unique to you. Do that in a way, really on the 3rd, literally just do that in a way where it's like, I am enjoying this and that's all that I need to do. I just need to have fun. Put that into action and you will have a blessing come into your life in the form of love. That's the 3rd. And the way to activate that is to love yourself first and to do something that's really fun. So if you're in a group of people and you're trying to decide what to do, try and get your way through. Try and do your activity that you're going to be happiest with. Because there's manifestation going on here for you, Virgo. The higher you raise your vibration, the higher it is matched and comes in. So look out for the 3rd. That is lucky, very lucky day. On the 5th of March, Mercury goes into Pisces, and Mercury is your ruler. Mercury sits in your 7th house now, and in Pisces it's not that happy, especially for you, because Mercury in Pisces, it sounds like everything is kind of underwater and everything is colored by emotions. The good news, the positive thing, is that your emotions are high, they're very positive, and that you can influence your emotions quite easily by taking practical action. So the feeling that I get for you, Virgo, is that you have more control over the way your emotions are, the way your emotions respond. And recently on the channel, I think it was one of my daily tarot reading videos, someone put a comment on and says, I'm going to let you in on a little trick. Give yourself a present every day. Do something nice for yourself every day. And I love that because, we don't think like that. We don't do that for ourselves. And for you, on the 5th of March, anything that you do for yourself whether it's having a piece of cake, or whether it's taking a bubble bath, or whether it's buying yourself a luxurious piece of clothing, meditating to get that inner richness. Anything that fills you with joy is really going to have a majorly positive lift to your feelings, and you really have a lot of say around this time of the month. But remember, the higher your vibration is, the more good things you're going to bring into your life. So try and really be nice to yourself. On the 6th of Mars, on the 6th of March, Mars goes from Scorpio into Sagittarius in your 4th house. That is very positive. Mars rules Aries, which is a fire sign. So if it's in Sagittarius, which is also a fire sign, it's much happier than being in water. It feels frustrated when it's in water. So Mars here in Sagittarius is going to urge you to discover new things. And again, that applies to your relationships. I think you're going to be very interested in people. I think intuitively you'll be able to handle situations, especially social situations, which would at other times scare you. And I think, Virgo, you're going to become a little bit of a social animal. You're going to become the life of the party here. You'll be meeting lots of people, interacting with lots of people, and that's very, very good. On the 7th, Jupiter starts to sextile your rising sign, and your rising sign is in Cancer in the 11th. Interesting, because the rising sign really makes you emotionally connected with what your hopes and dreams are when it comes to love and romance. That's going to be big on your mind at the moment. So romance here at the beginning of March is very important to you, Virgo, and you're going to spend a lot of time kind of mulling things over and seeing where you're at with that. Now, Jupiter in Virgo connecting with that means that if you get clear on what those dreams are, I want to be married, I want to have a boyfriend, I want to be married with children, I want to have a relationship where we can communicate, where someone values me. All of those things, by taking practical action and by taking the risk of saying this is what I want, I'm actually going to risk making it a reality. The 7th is a wonderful day to do that. So go on a blind date on the 7th, go on dates, and really put yourself in a position where you can receive that. If you're in a relationship already, you will be very clear on what your needs are. If your relationship does not match, does not fulfill your needs, you will see what you can put in place to either have them fulfilled, and if they can't be fulfilled, you will question that relationship and think about how you can get what you're entitled to and what you really deserve. On the 9th of March, the new moon occurs, and the new moon occurs in Pisces, in your 7th house of relationships. So it pulls in Piscean energy. It's not just a new moon though, it's a total solar eclipse on the south node. Okay, so solar eclipse on the south node is about letting go of things. And this new moon has Chiron in the middle of it. So what this is going to do is it's going to pull in the idea, the dream of romance, what that can be and what that can do. And at the same time, it's going to pull in the past disappointments. Yes, I do want to be with Prince Charming, but the last relationship I had, I was with someone who cheated on me. So the dream is there, but also the past negative experience is there. So what the solar eclipse does on the south node, it allows you to come to terms with the disappointments, and it allows you to detox them, to draw a line under them, and to let go of them. It's very difficult to go out there and open yourself up to love and romance if you're constantly thinking about all of the bad things that have happened and how people have wronged you. This is an opportunity to really let go of all of that and to have a fresh start when it comes to romance and relationship. And you can do that whether you're 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70. I know it becomes more difficult to disregard patterns that are already established when you're older, but you can have a fresh start anytime. You just have to work at it, and you can make things different in future. Just because your past was one way doesn't mean the future has to be, and I really feel that that's true. The next day at 12 noon London time on the 10th of March, the moon has moved on and it's in Aries now, and it's in your 8th. And the moon in Aries makes you feel very energized and makes you feel very much focused on moving forward. On the next day, it conjuncts Uranus, which is also in Aries in your 8th house. And over these 2 days, it's quite random. But what I get is that you're going to feel like a bit of an activist. I think you're going to find some cause which really speaks to you, or something that really irks you or bothers you, and you're going to get involved, and you're going to think something needs to be done, and I'm going to be the person to do it. So whether you volunteer for the Dogs Trust, or you protest against Shell Oil, or whatever it is, I think the spirit of activism is well and alive in you, and I think that's important. I really do, because there are things in the world that we just accept, and you know, people who make time to stand up for their beliefs, I think that's very useful, and that becomes alive in you around those days. So you can do with it whatever you choose, but just know that that will come up. Venus goes into Pisces on the 12th. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. In the 7th house, you're very much focused on loving relationships. That's big, that's important to you, and you're longing for it. A good trick for that is not to long for a relationship, because remember, what you put out there, you get back. So if you put out longing, you get more waiting. If you feel like, I have love, I am in love, I love other people, and you feel that, and you connect with that as complete by helping others, or by meditating and getting in touch with cosmic love, by owning it, you send out a vibration of love is already in my life, and it comes in. That's a good trick. It's like when you're praying, don't pray, I want a car, if you're praying for cars, because what you're doing is you're sending out the I want, and what you're going to get back is more desire, more wanting, more needing. Pray, thank you for the car. Thank you for good health. Thank you for the food that I can eat. That will bring more of the same in. It's called, I think it's called affirmative prayer. So anyway, the Venus, the planet of love and beauty in Pisces, she's very loving, she's very giving, she's very kind of ethereal. So you come across in a very kind of calm, loving, soothing kind of way. So people will be attracted to that. On the 13th, the moon starts to trine Jupiter and the North Node, which are both in your first house. The moon is now in the 9th and in Taurus, and this is a great day for you to explore something. It was in Taurus in your 9th on the 12th, it's still there on the 13th, and those 2 days are very, very good for you to explore a new part of the world, a new part of your city, a new area. You will really feel energized and like you're on the right track if you do that. And again, that's an easy way to control the way you feel and to manage your vibration, because that will lift your spirits very easily. A grand cross occurs on the 15th, and this is always a period of real friction. It connects your moon, your Jupiter, Saturn, and all of the energy that you've got in your 7th house. So on this day, you will want to realize your romantic desires. You will also want to communicate about important issues to do with your work. You will want to take practical action, and you will operate from a place of emotional support and feeling like you belong. So there's a lot going on here. The thing I would focus on is keeping things simple and really breaking everything down to what practical action can I take. As long as you stay practical and grounded on the 15th, you're going to have a very productive, very energized day in which you can get a lot done. A triangle of friction occurs on the 17th of March, and I call this a triangle of friction. It's two sesqui squares, so two planets being 135 degrees apart, connected by a square, so 90 degrees apart, and they kind of create this elongated triangle, and it causes friction. It's between your Venus in your 7th, Mars in your 4th, and your Moon in your... Okay, this is the day where you will want to meet your wife, your husband. And because it's this friction, it will feel, there's no karmic implication here. This is your feelings, this is your desires building up to the point of I want. And you can see in that there might be some disappointment or frustration involved there if it doesn't come true. So again, this month is a manifestation month. It's not so much about Prince Charming riding in on a white horse, but it's about your feelings a lot of the time. And your feelings are very much focused on love and romance and where you're at with it. And the best way to make that positive, make that real, is to keep your vibration high, to do the positive, affirmative prayer, and to look at what you already have in your life. Do that to avoid possible frustration that could come up on the 17th if the great thing hasn't happened just yet. The moon goes into Leo on the 18th, and the moon is in Leo in your 12th house. So I personally feel like the 18th, 19th, and 20th, you will feel like a star when it comes to spirituality. You will feel like you're contributing valuable, positive things to the world. And in terms of your spirituality and in terms of your health, these are the 3 best days when you feel the most fired up and alive. The 19th sees a grand trine occur in fire, and that's passion and enthusiasm. Okay? And the 19th is passion and enthusiasm connected to other people. So that really indicates that this desire, this longing for people in your life, for someone to love, someone to be with, that is fulfilled, and you're very much liking what you see. So that applies if you're in a relationship and your needs haven't been met and you've made some changes. On the 19th, it looks like you're excited again, you're enjoying the connection. If you're single and you've been looking for someone, it looks like the 19th is a day of good news, positivity, where you get what it is you want. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so fired up. Your vibration would be much lower. On the 20th, the moon starts to quincunx the sun and Mercury. Mercury is in your 7th house in Pisces. So you're still getting that feeling of everything is kind of muffled underwater. But on this day, because it connects with the moon in the 12th house, I think you'll get some very clear intuitive messages about what your passions are, what it is you're really looking for. And the sun in Aries then, in the 8th house of other people and relationships and intimate relationships, shows you what else you can do, how to move forward with that. So if you've met someone, how to now continue to make that relationship move forward, how to continue to be passionate, to enjoy yourself. Basically, the door is opening up, you're being guided as to how you can continue walking through this door and walk this new path. And if you have any doubts, your guides and your angels are supporting you with messages, with omens, with signs that will help you along the way. So Virgo, it sounds like you're meant to be happy in romance and relationship, and the universe is conspiring to make that happen for you. So don't worry about it, it's in the universe's hands, and it always wants positive things for you, and it always wants much better things for you than you want for yourself. So trust, hand over your romance, relationship life to the universe, and you'll notice that it gets positive quickly. Mercury goes into Aries on the 22nd. That is positive again for you. When Mercury is in a fire sign, that feels more comfortable. Your communication will become easier and things will pick up. Things will they'll stop feeling so emotional all the time. On the 23rd, the full moon occurs, and the full moon is in Libra. It's not just a full moon though, it's also a lunar eclipse on the north node of the moon. So the full moon in Libra showers the planet with Libran energy. The eclipse comes in and interrupts that, and because it's on the north node, it pulls in more Libra energy. It's in your 2nd house, and what that does, Virgo, is it sprinkles its beauty dust on you. And in terms of your physical appearance, your physical looks, you're going to look your absolute best around this time of the month. Because of this energy via the moon, your skin will look better than it usually does. You will have a sense of personal beauty. Your charisma will be shining. People will warm to you. People will take to you. So you're exuding all of this positivity, and it really comes across in a physical sense. So if you have to appear somewhere, if you have something that you need to be filming, if you have something that needs to be captured then and there, choose the 23rd. That's the best day for your personal sense of glamour, beauty. And I'm saying that with a straight face because it's important. We all want to feel attractive. We all want to feel like we're putting our best foot forward, because we do live in a very superficial society where people judge each other by their looks. I mean, look at Tinder. You have 2 seconds to determine the value of another human being based on the shape of their nose and their skin tone. It's not accurate, but that's the world we live in. So that is important. You will look your absolute best on the 23rd. 24th is a T-square, Uranus and the Moon and Pluto. And this is another rebirth of romantic, loving feelings. You have like all these opportunities here for not just one Prince Charming to come in, but 3. So it's almost like you have choice here. So please go out there and date. Make yourself available. The moon is still in Libra and it's coming off from that eclipse full moon. So that personal sense of charm and beauty lasts until the 26th. Make the most of it. On the 26th as well, at the end of the day, the moon then moves into Scorpio in your 3rd house, and it trines Neptune, which is in your 7th. Neptune is the dream, it's the emotions, aspirations, and this is a kind of repetition of things feeling much more emotional and things being much more internalized, like it was when Mercury was underwater, when it was in Pisces. So you start feeling that inner world. Again, you have control over your own feelings. In the whole of March, if your mood dips or if you feel like things aren't going your way or you feel disappointed, you have a lot of control over your own feelings this month. You don't always, sometimes there you go. But you can really raise your vibration by taking practical action and by sharing your feelings as well on the 26th. A grand trine is formed in fire. So that is about inspiration, enthusiasm, again to do with your romantic side, and that lasts until the 31st of March. So this 5-day period as well is massively positive for you for romance, dating, and your personal relationships. If you're in a relationship, plan to do things. If you're single, plan to go on dates this week. And then finally the month ends with Pluto and the moon in Capricorn in your 5th house. And what that says to me is that your relationship life is going to look different at the end of March than it did at the beginning. Things have changed. So whether your existing relationship is now better, or whether you were single and you're now in a relationship, or whether you were in a terrible relationship and you realized you were worth more and you ended that, your relationship life is going to improve. And that is the biggest area of focus for you in March, dear Virgo. So that's what I get for you. If you would like a private reading about your relationships, your romantic life, your life purpose, your career, your money, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you can order your reading there. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you next month for the forecast for Virgo. And I'm also here daily on the YouTube channel for the daily tarot readings. Have a wonderful March, and I'll speak to you soon.